To nourish my soul. Well, for me, it's always been deeply intertwined with nature. I'm a big fan of long distance overnight hiking. I'm a big fan of scuba diving. I'm a big fan of cycling and running. I suppose learning about the way our planet and our universe works and sharing it with anyone from my very young children to my parents and the other folks I know of that older generation, or with people of my own generation, to sharing it through doing, to sharing it through talking, or to experience it. Just to remember that, we're all a small part of a very large interconnected system that is nature. It does affect my soul and have a good effect, quite a bit.
Well, I meditate every single morning, so I think that's how I keep myself in shape mentally. So I try to stay away from everything about like 30 minutes a day. I practice positive talking. When I talk to people, I try to be as positive as possible. And secondly, I try to stay away from negative people. Although my job is motivate people and I encounter a lot of negative people in my life, I try to keep them outside of my borders. I just, deal with them professionally, but I don't try to let them in. That's how I protect my soul. So meditation and staying away from negativity is how I just feed my soul.
Walking, reading, and again, gardening. My favorite thing to do really is to go to garden shop, and they always have plants on sale that are dying. I like to buy those plants that are dying and I bring them home and I take care of them until they start blooming again. That is more fun for me than buying the beautiful plant. And so that's why I was saying, in my garden and on my back porch, I'll have all these plants that I'm trying to revive. And that's fun and it's nourishing because you can see how the life starts coming back.
I'm nourishing my soul. That is an interesting and sweet question actually we should all, think about. I nourish my soul with, it's very similar to what I feed my mind actually. I nourish my soul by listening to inspirational speakers, and I have learned not to focus only in one area, but I look at people from different, I should say, religions, different communities, what positive messages of peace, of love, of kindness, of humanity do they share exactly. So I read material around that. I find listening to calming music as something that also is quite rich for the soul, and I'll say number of other gospel activities certain times. Oh, I exercise too. That is very good for my soul.
Actually, always looking for ways to nourish my soul. And the first thing is listening and reading spiritual sources and inspirational life stories and podcasts. And other than that, doing meditation, listening to silence, and thinking about divine unity, it makes me feel comfortable. And also, I like to spending time in nature and staying away from technology and hustle of the daily routine. However, most important thing for me is I value doing volunteer activities and charity for our community. The motto sharing is caring. And I think when we are sharing is not only caring others and also caring for ourselves, and I think it's important for us all.
I do a lot of nourishing my soul. One of the big ones is I hike a lot. My boyfriend and I drive 2 hours down to southern Missouri to take a hike at one of the state parks for an hour and a half, and then we drive 2 hours back home. So getting out in nature is absolutely something that I do to nourish my soul. I also love to garden, so I love planting and digging my hands into the earth. I don't wear gloves when I garden because I like to actually feel the earth in my hands. So that's one of the things. And reading, I guess that's kind of a typical answer, but reading, being outdoors, yeah, stuff like that. Making things.
That's a real good one. How do I nourish my soul? I eat. Sorry. I love good Southern food. It starts with that, and I cook fresh meals. I don't eat fast foods, very little. And I pray, like I said, and I sing. And I hug on my little 3-year-old granddaughter. And it's just so refreshing, so nice. It's wonderful. I have 12 grandkids, so I love them all. But that's what makes me feel happy and makes me feel warm. When I get up in the morning, I'm ready to call them and hear from them. So that makes me excited.
I think the most important thing that I do, and I find that I have to, after a while, if I don't do it, I have to go back to it, is exercise. I do exercise. I occasionally do yoga, but I'm very much, I like running, and I run alone. I've had many friends who've said, can we run with you? And I love them, and I want to be with them, and maybe for other things. But running, I do alone, because it does nourish my soul in the sense that when I run, I think. When I run, I sort through my day, and it is just time to myself to explore my day's experience and what I've done right, what I've done wrong, how I will move the next step. So exercise is really important, and it's a way in my world it's a form of meditation. And that's why I do it alone, and I love running.
Kitap okuyarak, sevdiklerimle görüşerek, toplu aktivitelere katılarak bu şekilde.
Bağlarımla danışarak, oğlumla kızımla danışarak, onlarla danışanda hakikaten çok rahat olurum. Onlardan eşiten en güzel söz benim maneviyatımı hep rahatlatır, vidalandır ama. Hem de sevdiğim işlerle meşgul olarak ve seve seve olanla meşgul olan da ben ruhumdan arttım.
Yoga, listening to music, reading a book outdoors, chatting with people, that helps me.